Alright guys, this is YG Anime Games. Hopefully you saw our Rex versus Joey duel. If you haven't seen that duel, check it out now. This Duelist Kingdom wave is pretty awesome. Lots of cool decks, Weevil, Mai, Rex. Cool characters from Duelist Kingdom, you know, when times were simpler, the original season. But anyway, definitely check out that game if you haven't already. And this is Rex's deck profile. So if you guys are new to the channel, deck profiles do follow duels that we introduce new characters. So when you see Rex duel, that's a new deck. You're going to see his deck profile afterwards. If you are new to the channel as well, head on over to our channel, check out all the videos we have. We have tons of character decks from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, original anime, 5Ds, everything. So make sure you check that out. Alright, so these Duelist Kingdom decks were definitely a challenge to make because we didn't see a lot of the characters play quite as many cards. Now Rex, we actually did see him set a lot of monsters against Joey, so that really did help us build this deck. We got to see him just play defensively, set a lot of monsters, which is how a lot of our games end up anyway too. But to start off, we will have 3 Crawling Dragon number 2. 600 attack makes this actually pretty strong for Duelist Kingdom. You know, one of the fairly stronger monsters. There are a lot of 5 stars that are 600 anyway, which obviously in Duelist Kingdom you can summon straight away. But that's more common than seeing a level 4 with the 600 attack. 3 Little D, pretty weak dinosaur, but you know, it can get the job done. 1100 attack, again, this is Duelist Kingdom, that's not the worst. There's things like a basic insect. Alright, so then we have Mega Zowler. I really like the artwork on a lot of these cards too. I think Mega Zowler and Sword Arm of Dragon were 2 of the coolest dinosaurs to see played. I personally love dinosaurs. If you know me, Rex, Hasselberry, they're definitely characters I really like. See, that sounds a little strong with 1800 attack, 2000 defense. But yeah, I really like a lot of these dinosaur type cards. And then here we go with a dragon. It's Red Eyes Bee Dragon. So yeah, we saw Rex play this before Joey even had it. This is what Rex used in Duelist Kingdom to put a hurt on everybody. He also equipped it with Dragon Nails, so it's a very strong signature card. And it's interesting that, you know, it became such a staple for Joey, but it didn't start off in his hands. He had to win it in Duelist Kingdom from Rex. Really cool and not a dinosaur, but cool nonetheless. And here we go with another not dinosaur, and it is Serpent Knight Dragon. I do find it very interesting that Rex played both of these, being the dinosaur duelist, even called him that. It's interesting to see that his biggest, baddest monsters early on were dragons. I guess not that far off from dinosaurs. It's certainly less weird than if his big bad monsters were beast warriors or if his big bad monsters were fairies. You know, but still, it's not a dinosaur, so it's a little weird. And Serpent Knight Dragon is just 50 attack points less than Red Eyes, which is really interesting. Alright, so here it is, Sword Arm of Dragon. Not as strong as the last 2 monsters. Actually, its attack is less than Mega Zowler, but it has an interesting 20-30 defense. One of the few monsters in the game, and we see a few of them in Duelist Kingdom, Panic use them too, that doesn't have an even 50 or 0-0 life point, attack points. So it doesn't have attack or defense points that are divisible by 50. So that's really interesting at 20-30. And they stopped doing that, obviously, for the most part, later on in the game. We don't see it that much. But it did happen. And you'll notice there's a lot of 3-ofs for a lot of these cards in all the Duelist Kingdom decks. Obviously, like I said, we didn't see him play that many cards. So we're going to have to include a lot of copies of 3 of what we do have. Azureus wasn't played by Rex. Really, really weak, but hey, it's a vanilla dinosaur. It feels like it fits the deck. Like I said, we have to fill out the deck, so we want to do it in a way that feels authentic to the characters. By the way, I'll take this moment to plug our Facebook. You should definitely check that out if you don't like us over there already. We post some cool updates there, do some different stuff on there. Then you can also check out our Patreon, where we give some exclusive content, some sneak peeks, and for just $1 a month, you get access to all that. Obviously, that just goes to the channel. 3 Trachodon. Another fairly weak dino, but hey, Rex has got no shortage of monsters. Lots of vanillas, you'll notice, lots of normal monsters. That was the norm back in the early days of Yu-Gi-Oh! And it is pretty fun to make these decks, to be able to make a Rex Duelist Kingdom deck or a Bakura Duelist Kingdom deck or a Weevil Duelist Kingdom deck, and then play them out, you know, in simpler 2,000 life point games. Like, it is really fun to do every so often. Then we have 3 of the big dino. 2-Head King Rex, which if you see Weevil and Rex duel for the regional championship, I think they called it, before the Duelist Kingdom tournament even started. This was Rex's like big, whoa, 1600 attack, huge monster. And then Weevil was like, aha, but you know, I'm going to use insects that are weaker and a trap. And it was really interesting to see, you know, the brute strength of the dinos get stomped by the insects. But yeah, what a cool card. Beautiful in that secret rare art. And Rex kind of threw it away later on when he moved on eventually to bigger dinos like Black Tyranno and stuff. But hey, it makes an appearance. Then we have 3 Arabi. So 1500 attack, you know, it was not that bad, not that bad. There's worse ones in the deck. Trachodon, Thomasaurus, Lil D, we're looking at you. And then the last monster in the deck is 2 Mad Sword Beast. So again, not one Rex played, but a dinosaur, obviously, and one that we felt did fit his deck. It's his only effect monster, and it does have piercing, which can be pretty good in Duelist Kingdom, but 1400 attack still isn't that strong. So I feel like it's a good balance. You have the possibility of getting some piercing damage with it. It's not that strong of a dinosaur. You know, again, we always try to find cards that we feel really fit the character, cards that we feel from the right era, you know, so we're not going to be putting things in here, newer dinosaurs like Black Stego or like Superconductor Tyranno. You know, we're not going to put that in a Duelist Kingdom deck. It's got to be earlier cards. So that is a lot of monsters. And moving on to the spells, we have 3 Dragon Treasure. So he did use Dragon Nails. Obviously, we don't have Dragon Nails. I'd really like to see it printed at some point. But this fills the same role. It's a equip that boosts Dragon's attack. You know, if we can find cards that are almost direct substitutions that we feel really keep something authentic to the character's deck, you know, give them a card that does the same purpose as something they played. That way they can use the same kind of strategy. We will include those sometimes, you know. So this lets you boost up your Red Ezra, boost up your Serpentine Dragon, just like Rex would. Gets a 3 of inclusion, even though your deck is mostly dinos. Then we have double Monster Reborn. So a card that you see everywhere. It was used in Duelist Kingdom a lot, and they would always say, Reborn the Monster, which is a little interesting inversion. They didn't just say Monster Reborn. But yeah, it makes sense to be in a lot of these decks. You know, it doesn't feel strange considering it was played by so many characters. Pot of Greed, kind of the same thing. Definitely didn't really see use, kind of like Monster Reborn did early on in Duelist Kingdom. But it's a pretty simple card. Fits the role of a pretty ubiquitous card that you'd see in a lot of different characters' decks. So to us, that just makes sense. Then we have 3 Wasteland coming in for Rex, alongside 2 Terraforming. So obviously none of these were played by Rex, and Terraforming is certainly a little bit of a weird card to see in Duelist Kingdom. But field spell bonuses, you know, where you dueled being important and boosting your monsters up was huge in Duelist Kingdom. Pegasus set up the island to have these different field spell bonuses to boost dinosaurs or to boost warriors or to boost winged beasts. Considering how important that was in Duelist Kingdom, and especially being important for a lot of the characters we have in this wave, like Weevil and Rex, we felt that it made sense to include these like early field spells like Forest, Mountain, Wasteland that can stimulate the attack boost that the monsters received. You know, like we say, we want to include cards that make the decks feel authentic, that make them play like they did in the anime. This really feels like it's out of the Duelist Kingdom anime. This is the closest we thought we could get to recreating the way the anime duels were done in Duelist Kingdom, which was by having the monsters boosted, you know, Weevil boosting his insects, Rex boosting his dinos, and then the Terraforming just lets us search out the field spells, right? Because it would kind of be unfortunate if we played a lot of games and you just, you know, Weevil or Rex never opens up with their field spell. You're just not seeing your monsters get the bonus, right? Then you'd still have a lot of games that don't really feel quite like they did in Duelist Kingdom. The Terraforming really helps us get to the Wasteland, get to whatever field spell it is. You'll see this with all the decks in this wave. It's the same thing. 2 Terraforming and 3 the field spell lets us fill out their deck with some of the best cards that we could think of, cards that let them, cards that make the decks play like they did in the anime. So that's why these 5 cards are here. And that's something that we really, really think does make it feel authentic to the anime. And that is it. That is Rex's 40-card deck. Pretty standard. It's a whole bunch of his dinos, mostly vanillas. And then some spells. His equip spell to boost dragons, a field spell bonus. You know, so we were very happy with this deck. Like I said, check out the Rex versus Joey duel if you haven't already. Duelist Kingdom is a very, very cool format to take ourselves back in and play in for a few months. So this wave is something really exciting. You guys seem excited for it. If you're new to the channel, like I said, check out all other content. Make sure you are subscribed to us. Make sure you like this video if you did like it. And thank you guys as always. YGO Anime Games out.